Last year I spoke to the human resources professionals of Canada, and afterwards a woman who is the HR director for one of the largest companies in Canada came up to me and she said, you know, I just had to fire someone in a department. And she said the woman had the most seniority and the greatest set of skills of anybody in the department. I said, why did you fire her? She said she was negative. She was complaining all the time. She was dragging the energy down. It's been my good fortune to get to know a number of very successful, high-ranking executives in corporations. They are not negative, complaining people. They are positive, can-do kinds of people. And for us to move forward in our careers, we need to adopt that same sort of emotional stance, that we are positive and upbeat people, that we don't complain.
As we noticed a real big difference in how the staff spoke to one another, how they spoke to the patients and the other staff members within the hospital, and even when they just were talking about things, we noticed that, you know, they had just a more positive attitude when they just had general discussions within the area.
As far as working, when I come to work, this is like my safe zone. Like, I don't want to be bothered, like I want to be creative, and I like that it's a complaint-free world because out of work, I kind of have a crazy, hectic life. So being here, it's awesome. I wish I could carry it on more to my personal life and when I get off. But when I'm here, I feel so free.
As a salon owner and as a businessman, you create a team. And when she said, this is a positive impact in the world, I am bigger than the salon at that moment. I became bigger. I had to ask more of myself. I had to ask more of the people I work with because I saw the level of people being attracted to my company.
Well, we had a few people, mainly 3, that did leave during the process of starting the complaint-free world that would always have some negative factor on the salon, and you could feel the weight on people's shoulders. Even just through conversation, when the conversation's always negative, oh, I don't like this, always I don't like that, it's going to bring positive people down. So through the process, we lost a few employees, and it really took a weight off of the people that have stuck around, that have made a difference to the salon, that are passionate about this place of work and want to make a career and this place their home. Now I'm noticing in the salon a difference in the people. We are a more passionate group. We have such a contrast of personalities throughout the salon, and it's amazing because you know, even when someone gets in a rut, the rest of us are focused on keeping the place positive, and it brings everyone together in a whole new outlook that we have never had before.
When you're living in a complaint-free world and you can hear a complaint and then turn that complaint around to a positive and say, no, but what you do have is a lot of hair, and you've got great cheek structure and bone structure, and we're going to work with your natural beauty to bring out the best in you. The tools of a complaint-free world give people that opportunity. And then the customer, it changes within themselves, and they start to feel good about themselves, they start to feel happy. And so when you leave the salon experience, you're immediately going out to tell a dozen people, not about the great haircut you had, but about the great experience you had, and about the positive energy you felt when you were in a salon.
As a staff, we learned that our speech patterns needed improvement, and that these places help everyone, not just the congregants, but also rabbis, also professional staff, that we all need assistance in overcoming the concepts of gossip.
I had a key punch company that I'd started in 1974. They would start complaining, and they actually complained about their husbands and their kids and stuff. And I was in a very negative marriage, and finally I told them I'd walk away from it. I couldn't take it. And I finally got to the point that I said, you guys can't complain in my presence about your husbands or your children. And I would talk to them about why they shouldn't complain, and I would actually tell them, you know, that just hardens their heart, etc. And if they couldn't stop, I would fire them. And over a period of time, the next thing you know, we kept growing, and I've got 40 key punch operators. The operators are telling me this is the most fantastic place to work. They look forward to coming to work. We're complaint-free, and I didn't know anything about the bracelet at that time. I mean, the law of non-complaining, whether you wear a bracelet or whether you know the law, works in either case. falls on the just and the unjust. And the next thing you know, I'm the largest key punch company in town, and I become financially free purely because of no complaining in the key punch company, and didn't really know that this was a truth. Now I know it's a truth, so I totally support it now.
So if complaining is damaging because it keeps us focused on the problems at hand rather than looking for solutions, if complaining is damaging to our health, both physically and emotionally, and if complaining is damaging to our relationships and our careers, why do we do it? People complain for one of 5 reasons. And the best way I found to remember them is with the acronym GRIPE. G-R-I-P-E. GRIPE. People complain to, first G, get attention. To get attention. Human beings are social animals. We want to connect with one another. That is what we do. That's why it's so uncomfortable when you get on an elevator and there's somebody there that you don't know. There is a feeling, being in that close of a proximity with somebody, that you should connect with them. So we do something really intelligent, like we complain about the weather, or we complain about the local sports team. We complain. We start out with negative energy. People want to get attention. It's a need. People have a need to be noticed. Even people who are introverted want to be noticed. I was recently speaking, and they did a book signing afterwards, and it was a very large group, so they brought in a major bookstore chain to do the book signing. And before I went on, I was talking to the manager of the store, the bookstore, and I said, "So how's your store doing?" And he said, "You know, my store is outperforming every other store in our chain 3-1. I said, "My gosh, that's phenomenal." He said, "Yep." I said, "Well, you must be in a great location." He said, "No, as a matter of fact, we're in a terrible location." I said, "Well, you must be in a very affluent area of town." He said, "No, as a matter of fact, we're in a rather depressed area of town." I said, "How are you able then to outsell the other stores in your chain 3-1? He said, "I have one standing rule with all of my employees. Whenever anybody comes within 10 feet of you, you greet them." He said, "It's not unusual for a person coming into our store to be greeted 16 times in 20 minutes. I said, 16 times? My gosh, don't they feel like you're just trying to sell them something? And he said, "We are trying to sell them something. We're a bookstore, and they're trying to buy something. We just want to make it a pleasant experience." People complain to get attention. Notice this when you hear people complain. Are they complaining to get attention? That's the G in GRIPE.